Imagine being richer than Elon Musk, richer than Jeff Bezos, richer than every billionaire Forbes brags about. But no one really knows it. There's no stock ticker tracking your fortune second by second. No podcasts debating your tweets. No headlines about your next company or your next rocket. Your wealth is older than every tech empire combined. It's buried deep under sand and pipelines and palaces bigger than airports. You don't need hype because every gas pump on Earth is your silent ATM. While billionaires brag about building the future, you quietly own the present. Every car, plane, cargo ship, and delivery truck that keeps the modern world spinning pays you a hidden tribute. He doesn't need to be trending because he's already the tap that fuels the entire game. This is Mohammed bin Salman, the hidden richest man alive. His name doesn't show up on billionaire lists because it doesn't have to. He doesn't want the bragging rights. He wants the power that comes with being invisible and untouchable. We all know Elon's face. He wants you to. He's a meme, a showman, a billionaire stand-up act whose jokes move stock markets overnight. Bezos is the same. Private islands, mega yachts, ex-wives on magazine covers. Their billions are loud and designed to stay loud. They live on headlines and clicks. But MBS? He lives behind palace walls bigger than college campuses. His fortune doesn't need cameras or social media. It lives under your city streets as fuel you can't live without. Every time you fill your gas tank, you feed him. Every cargo ship that carries your Amazon package across oceans runs on his silent drip. When oil prices spike, your wallet feels it, but his empire hums even louder. The pipelines never stop, and neither does the cash flow. His family's official net worth is about $1.4 trillion. That's the polite estimate they let the world see. The real number is buried in layers of secret deals, hidden trusts, and hush-hush bank accounts no journalist can untangle. Some of that money buys palaces with gold gates and marble floors so long you need golf carts to cross them. Some buys yachts that look like floating cities, complete with helipads, theaters, and staff who never speak a word about what they see on board. Some buy stakes in companies you use every day, apps you tap without ever wondering who cashes out at the top. The House of Saud didn't just get lucky with oil. They wrote the rulebook for how to turn oil into endless power. And at the top of that family tree sits MBS. He didn't invent the game. He perfected it for the 21st century. At the core of MBS's quiet empire is the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the PIF. On the surface, it's worth about $700 billion, a number so big it dwarfs the annual GDP of entire countries. But that's just the number they put on slides for polite business conferences. The real muscle is what's hidden underneath. Secret stakes, side deals, and handshake promises that slide under the radar. The PIF owns slices of Uber, Disney, luxury hotel chains, Silicon Valley startups, and blue-chip companies that would make Wall Street kings jealous. They've bought office towers in Manhattan, mansions in London, beachfront blocks in the south of France. If you've ever booked a 5-star suite, watched a blockbuster, or paid a ride-share driver, odds are a sliver of that cash boomeranged back to MBS's vault. This isn't just investing for profit. This is buying leverage. While Musk needs investors to stay happy so Tesla's stock doesn't collapse, MBS's oil drip funds him no matter what. He doesn't answer to shareholders demanding a quarterly report. He doesn't hold earnings calls begging hedge funds to hold the line. He can lose billions on one bet and it won't matter because tomorrow the tankers keep sailing and the pipelines keep pumping. The world stays addicted to oil even while pretending it wants to quit, and that's the crown jewel of his plan. While the press covers him buying paintings and yachts, they miss what he really buys: silence, influence, insurance that nobody digs too deep. In 2015, MBS dropped $450 million on Salvator Mundi, a missing Da Vinci masterpiece. He didn't hang it in a museum or brag about it at art fairs. He hid it away like a trophy no one else can touch. That same year, he bought a super yacht so large it can swallow other billionaires' yachts whole. On deck, a helipad, a mini-submarine, rumors of golden furniture, rumors of secret guests. The floating palace vanishes to private ports where nobody takes photos. While tech billionaires compete to see who can announce their next flex, MBS flexes by vanishing behind closed doors. He flexes because he can. He bought a French chateau worth over $300 million, setting records nobody talks about. Hidden tunnels run beneath it. The fountains are gold. The landscaping alone costs more per year than some CEOs make in a lifetime. No fanfare, no public tours, no selfies with influencers at the gate. This is wealth that doesn't need to ask permission. Because who's going to stop him? A regulator. A headline. Good luck regulating the man who owns the gas in your car. And that's only the flashy part. The real power play is what he does with sports. Live Golf was the warning shot. He ripped open a 100-year-old sport overnight. He signed checks that made the PGA Tour bend the knee and merge with their biggest rival or risk dying. He didn't do that because he loves golf. He did it because owning the game means owning the headlines. Next, soccer. The world's biggest clubs, the stars you worship on weekend screens, the jerseys kids wear in cities you've never heard of. He wants those too. Boxing, Formula One, esports. If people watch it, MBS wants a piece. Why sports? Because it's the smartest soft power play money can buy. When you own the leagues, the clubs, the players, you buy silence. You buy trust. You buy headlines that show your name next to trophies instead of oil rigs. Nobody wants to think about pipelines and gas prices when they're screaming at a World Cup goal. And MBS knows it. When Cristiano Ronaldo cashes a check worth hundreds of millions, guess who signed it? When a golf champion leaves the PGA to join Live, guess who wired the bonus? It's not a faceless bank. It's the man whose oil money keeps the lights on in stadiums across the world. Every ticket sold, every broadcast streamed, every Instagram highlight you double tap, a slice of it loops back to his vault. That's sports washing, but he doesn't care what you call it. It works because nobody turns the game off. We all pretend we don't see the handshake behind the goal celebrations. That's the beauty of buying what people love. Once you own it, they'll defend you without realizing it. And the next billionaire who tries to outbid him? Good luck. Nobody can outbid a kingdom. But it's not just sports and yachts and paintings. It's tech too. The same fund that owns pieces of your favorite teams owns slices of the apps you tap 100 times a day. Need a ride? Order food. Book a hotel? Some tiny percent of that swipe bounces straight back to him. He's buried inside Silicon Valley while pretending to stay in Riyadh. Venture capitalists need oil money when their next big unicorn runs out of runway. MBS smiles and writes the check. The founders brag about new partnerships, but they never say where the real wire came from. You see billionaires with newsletters and fan clubs? You see them fighting on X or Instagram, begging for likes. MBS doesn't do any of that because the oil does the talking. Even your shiny new electric car doesn't cut him out. Those batteries need rare minerals mined and shipped on tankers powered by the same oil he controls. The same cargo freighters that deliver your new phone run on his fossil fuel. And the irony? When gas prices spike, green energy companies cheer, but they still ship their parts with diesel. The cycle feeds him either way. And the crown jewel in his invisible empire? Saudi Aramco, the single biggest oil company on Earth. When they listed just a tiny slice on the stock market, it broke every IPO record in history overnight. But that was only the public piece. The rest, the real treasure, stays hidden behind palace walls, guarded by laws and loyalists who'd never leak a decimal. Think about that. Imagine if Elon sold 2% of Tesla and kept the other 98% locked away in a safe no investor could ever touch. That's Aramco. It pumps millions of barrels a day, funding highways, airports, war machines, and smartphones, and every drop pushes his power higher while the world acts like it's moved on. When oil prices drop, other countries panic. He doesn't. He cuts supply, tightens the tap, waits. Global demand catches up because there's no clean break from black gold. Even when leaders brag about going green, they still fly to Riyadh to shake his hand when fuel prices threaten an election. The irony is impossible to miss. The same countries that shout carbon neutral the loudest are the ones who need his handshake the most when they're low on gas, and he loves every second of it. Would you trade your name on a magazine for that kind of power? Would you give up fame if you could control global fuel prices with a whisper? Some call him a tyrant. Some say he's transforming the Middle East. Some say he's just polishing an old machine with new toys. Maybe it's all true. Maybe that's why it works. Because while everyone else is busy shouting, he just keeps signing checks no other billionaire can match. Next time you watch an electric car commercial, remember how it got shipped to your city. Next time you read a world's richest headline, remember who's missing from the list on purpose. And next time you tap a rideshare, cheer for a goal, or fill up your tank, ask yourself, whose name is on that invisible wire? The real richest man alive doesn't need you to notice him. He needs you to keep living your life like nothing changed. This is Midnight Watch. Subscribe for more stories billionaires wish you'd ignore. Comment who we expose next, because there's always another hidden empire behind the official ones. And next time you see a list of the world's richest men, remember, the richest man alive doesn't want the crown. He already owns the road you drove on today.